In today's video, Senator John Fetterman calls out his own party. Secondly, Zohran Mamdani has a special message for the president. And finally, a lower court judge just banned ICE officials from arresting illegal aliens inside courthouses. In all these stories, we're going to show you what both sides are saying and then give you the bottom line.
I'm the only Democrat in my family. I grew up in a conservative part of Pennsylvania, and I grew up and I know and I love people that voted for President Trump. But they are not fascists. They're not Nazis. They're not trying to destroy the Constitution and those things. And that's part of another thing. I refuse to call people Nazis or fascists, or I would never compare anybody to Hitler and those things. And now that kinds of extreme rhetoric is going to continue. We're going to be more likely in resulting in extreme kind of outcomes and political violence and doing all these kinds of things like Charlie Kirk. For me, all I could say is like, let people grieve. Give people the space. I'm not going to use that terrible thing and that Pasek assassination to make my argument and try to put out my views. It's like, my God, you know, he's a father that had his neck blown out by a bullet. And now people have forgotten. President Trump was in my state, was shot in the head. And if that would have, could you imagine where our nation would be if he was hit in the same way with Kirk? We really got to turn the temperature down. And we can agree to disagree on these kinds of things. But right now, shutting down the government, I just can't take it that.
So what you guys are watching there is a town hall hosted by News Nation. You can watch the full thing by just going over to their YouTube channel. But I wanted to talk about it because Senator John Fetterman, he's dropping some truth bombs over and over again on his own party. He's telling the brutal truth. And I agree with him. You know, we've lost this ability to disagree with each other politically and think it's still okay. You know, like everybody thinks it's an emergency when you're disagreeing with somebody politically. It's not. All right. They're human beings. They're American citizens. And I think people on the conservative side of this political spectrum agrees with me on that. They don't have a problem seeing a Democrat change their views or debate with them and say, hey, you know, if that's what you think, fine. But for a Democrat, particularly ones that are more progressive and are far left, they can't handle dissent and debate. That's why they refuse to show up for them. Now, here's another statement by Senator John Fetterman that I thought was truly profound and has something to do with Kamala Harris as well. Take a look.
Do you think Harris could have gotten a deal with Hamas?
Well, I mean, you know, you brought up a good point. I think